Welcome back to Prep Huddle Live on StriveSports.com. It is time to go again to the Truck Center Company's hotline as the Dundy County-Stratton girls are 15-0 on this season. They're number 2 in the wildcard points in Class D1. They're ranked number 2 by the Omaha World Herald. Their coach, Nathan Behlke, joins us today. Coach, thanks a lot for skipping out of Intro to Ag to join us on the show.
Hey, no problem. The kids got a video in, and I got a few minutes here.
All right. Well, we won't take too much of your time then, because it doesn't take long to look at your season scores and realize you guys are putting some points on the board. What's been the key for your offense so far this year?
Honestly, it's our speed and athleticism. We've been kind of building to this point for a couple of years now, and this is a very athletic team, very fast. We get the ball. We're not trying to get into a half-court situation and run an offense to perfection and score it. We're trying to get up and down the floor as many times as possible in a game, try to get the other team wore out, and try to get some points. So scoring has never really been a problem for us this year. It's just the defensive end. That's what we work on a lot, is defense. And we figure if we score, that's great, but we still got to go down to the other end and stop you. We don't want to just be totally offensively minded. So so far the girls have bought into it. They've been working hard. They're in great shape, and we've been doing a good job of putting a lot of points on the board, like you just said.
And defensively, what becomes the biggest focus in practice? Is it the communication factor? Is it the rotations? What do you as a coach try to instill most on the defensive end?
You nailed two of the things that we talk about in practice and pregame every day. The main thing we've talked about we're promoting is communication. You've got to be able to talk. You've got to be able to tell each other where you're at, where you need help. So, communication is our key. We definitely have the athleticism to do. I think we ran about every defense you can except the 1-3-1. So, sometimes we do it on the fly. But I tell the girls, we can do any defense, but we just got to be able to communicate with each other. Tell the girl where a screen's coming. Tell them you got help. Tell them you got your back, So communication is a key, and we do a couple drills in our pregame that we communicate. We talk. We try to be loud and let each other know where we're at. So I'd say that's the number one issue that we're dealing with is talking. Like you touched on, rotation is important, especially if you're in a man-to-man defense. You don't want to leave anybody open if somebody gets burnt. So rotating is something we run a lot of shell drill and rotate. You actually nailed it. We hadn't even talked about that before, but rotation and communication are two very important things that we talk about every day.
I'm not a coach. I'm merely playing one on the show sometimes. Aubrey Frederick is one of those girls that seems like she's been in school for 8 years. Every now and then there's those players that just seem like they're in school forever. But you've got a really nice mix around her, some seniors and some underclassmen. Talk a little bit about the team this year, and Aubrey is probably the headliner for you.
She is. She's an amazing athlete, and I know as an opposing coach, you think, man, how many more years is she going to be here? But, she put in quality time as a freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. She is. She's averaging upper teens points. She's the one that kind of runs our offense. If she has an off night, we have a senior point guard, Emily Jones, who she's been playing since she was a freshman as well. She just doesn't get the points like Aubrey does. She does the ball handling and get the ball up and down the floor and applies defensive pressure. And then another senior, Peyton Zarkowski, who she's another starter as well for us. She's another quiet girl. She may not score and rebound and get all the glory in the scorebook, but she does a lot of good things as far as defense for us. So those are our senior starters. And then we got Madison Lamley that comes off the bench. She's kind of our 6th, 7th girl. And once again, she is probably one of the best shooters on our team when she actually shoots the ball. She's just smart, and she's a very good defensive player. But, also some others that are overlooked. We've got sophomores, Grace Frederick, who is one of our big girls. Adeline Krutzer, who's another big girl, 5'10", 5'11", pretty smart. And then Cammie Porter, who's just quicker than lightning guard for us. Those are all sophomores that have really stepped into their roles this year, and they can score the ball. I don't know averages off the top of my head, but, they have no trouble stepping in and shooting the ball. We're not scared to shoot it. We do enough shooting drills. And then, so, that's about our top 7 players. You get down to Allie Behlke as a junior. No relation to me. I guess nothing close. She's a dead-on three-point shooter. She sees some minutes for us as well. So For us, you just got to pick your poison. Who do you want to stop? And if you stop them, hopefully somebody else is going to step up and do the damage for us. So it's just a luxury that I've had and Coach City have had in the last couple of years that we just got somebody to step up once somebody else gets stopped. So it's just kind of an ongoing deal for us. It's really nice.
This team has been so close the last couple of years at state, getting there and having these agonizing type losses. What's it going to take for this group to get over that hump for a title?
We've talked about that a lot. What do we got to do? What do we got to do? And we just got to focus one game at a time. Let's take our next opponent. For example, our next opponent's Cambridge here, and then we got conference tournament. So we're working on scouting them and going over what they do. And hopefully, if we do make the state tournament, it's going to be on my shoulders to do some scouting, see what the other team's tendencies are, and see what defenses they run, what offenses they run. So we've got the athleticism, we've got the athletes. One of our more athletic bunches we've had in a while. So it's all there. We've got to just put the pieces together. We're not new to the state tournament anymore, so we can't blame that. It's just we got to go down and take care of business.
And one final thing before we let you get back to ag class, what is the best part of coaching for you? Is it the interaction with the kids? Is it getting ready for the games? What's the thing that you look forward to most at the beginning of the season or the beginning of the game or even the beginning of practice?
I get this a lot, and it's a pretty easy when you hit it. It's the relationship with the girls. You just get to see them, and they get to see you outside of the classroom setting, and they get to see you more as a human being, how you can interact with kids. And, so the interaction with the kids, and not only the girls, the boys team, you spend half the season with them as well, traveling. So it's just the interaction with the kids, getting to know them on a personal basis, getting to know a little bit more about them. Like I said, outside of the classroom. And it's not only that, it's the former players that come back and, ask you for a letter of reference for this. So they stop in and come to your games when you travel to a different part of the state. It's just building those relationships with those kids and talking to them outside of class. That's why most of us are in education or coaching, and it is. That's the best part. And that's when you ever decide to get out of it, that's exactly what I'll miss, is building relationships with those kids.
Well, hopefully that getting out part is several years down the road. DCS girls coach Nathan Behlke, thanks a lot for the time. We look forward to many more conversations throughout this year.
All right, thanks, Eric.
All right, we got another commercial break, and when we come back, the Strive highlights. It's next on Prep Huddle Live.